Hello.
Yo.
We got... Oh my god, my hair is so fucking long. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow.
Are you? Are you going to get a haircut
Whoa.
tomorrow? Like, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, well...
Hang on, guys. Did you notice something?
What's up, Manny?
Let me try it again.
Oh, that's not Josh. And Mark is missing. Oh, it's too bad.
That's tough.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. All right. Well, folks, we're in mid-season here. Welcome to Raising an Egg, episode 13.
Is week one mid-season?
It's week 2 for NACL, Manny, all right? Calm down over there.
Week 2 mid-season?
Yeah, technically, because we have a condensed schedule.
I mean, we also have a condensed.
You know what? I guess it sure is.
So, yeah, welcome. We're down a man. Manny, you want to maybe fire up? Mark, we got a question for you.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Before we do that, we got a question. Let me give me a second here.
Yeah.
So this is the question, Mark. Better podcast prep, napping, or social ARMing?
Listen,
Ooh.
I'm actually awake. So
Is that a Shiv abuser I see?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, why not? I need to see what it's all about.
Carried by Azale again, I fear.
What do you mean, carry by? Look, have more kills.
MVP. OP.GG doesn't lie.
That's true.
All right.
Actually, Azale did pretty much ran train on kids today. That was
Nice.
Well, this really is this is a bad graphic because Josh's eyes are very clearly closed in real life.
I don't know. Maybe Josh is just paranoid and
So
awake.
Josh has worked the last 3 days of Challengers, and we had our meeting today, and is currently sleeping with the lights on. And we actually tried to wake him up by...
We tried multiple things.
It was a... Mark has sensual in there.
Yeah.
I did not get sensual.
You told me you tickled his feet.
Okay, when I say tickle his feet, I did just to see if something would happen. Nothing happened. This man is out cold.
What is something? You said something would happen. What did you expect to happen when you tickled his
For
feet?
him to fucking wake up. What do you mean?
I think he meant bow, chicka, wow, wow. Chicka.
No, Josh does not get turned on by tickling feet. That's
Kelsey asked if
you
you
know.
know what running a train means.
Yeah, there was actually a movie trailer that came out today that's about running train on someone.
Oh, you saw that too?
Yeah, I did.
Mark, that was a great.
It was a great spit take, by
camera
the way.
caught that, by the way, because he spat his drink out, but it landed perfectly back in the cup.
Not all of it, but, we're good.
Okay, well, from my perspective, it landed perfectly back in the cup. We'll
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been playing tennis lately, as 3. There's a movie involving tennis and 3 individuals.
Well, all I'm saying is,
One of those individuals is Zendaya, and 2 guys are arrested.
all I'm saying
Real?
is, I injured my back this weekend. Not gonna say how I did it.
I don't think it's because of tennis though.
It is not.
I mean, you can share. I don't know where we're gonna start. We should probably do a little bit of housekeeping and catch up here.
Yeah, first of all,
Should I steal Josh's spot?
Yeah, come on over. Yeah,
come through, man.
hop on in.
Grab some couch.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. We've got Manny putting on the performance of a lifetime today. He's gonna take off the shoes.
Well, I don't want to put my shoes on your couch.
We get
Outstanding.
feet. Oh, not quite feet. It's socks.
I'm not gonna put my shoes on your couch. I'm not a degenerate.
Thank you.
Well, hey, guys.
Well, with Manny now on the couch, we can no longer do cuts in between. So we're going to be just chilling on this wide cam for a bit. So let's fill in. Why are we on YouTube in the first place? Because of this. You can't see it.
No, you
we
can't, actually.
We can't zoom in.
Do you think that's gonna scar?
No, it'll heal over time.
I think it already has.
It'll heal over.
I think you got a scar. I've been reading through the Aragon books, and all the dragon riders have a getaway Ignazi on their hand. It's a scar on their hand, a signal that they're dragon riders, and it kind of looks like you're a dragon rider right now.
Yeah, it's called Broken Bowl. Sad.
I mean, an alternative narrative says that I actually cut your hand while I was away.
Yeah, I'm down for perpetuating that narrative.
That's why I'm banned on
It's crazy that we were allowed to dismember Mark on the Twitch stream.
That's worth the 30 days, honestly.
Well, as long as it wasn't my Family Jewels member, you can dismember me all you want.
Huh.
You are in Josh's seat. Maybe it's just the seat.
All right. So we got to reintro this, by the way. Hello and welcome to Raising NA episode 13.
Yeah, Manny!
The only caster-based, couch-based podcast streaming live on YouTube.
Oh! I was about to say
Because we're not on Twitch anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Due to a specific scandal involving someone's hand.
I've got
a sink.
I've got 6 more days. I think I'm back on Saturday.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Cubby's back out on the streets. Do you get parole from Twitch too?
So I lose like all my subs. Not that I had a ton of subs.
You lose all your subs for that?
And I can't sub to anyone else either.
For how long?
As long as my account's banned.
Dude, Twitch parole
Oh,
sucks.
I thought you meant like permanently, like they yeet them off.
Oh,
forever.
no. I mean,
You
I
should just leave Twitch.
I hope
Fuck Twitch, man.
I hope I don't have to like re-qualify for affiliate. That'd be
The Cubby kick deal is coming soon. You heard it here first.
That's what I'm saying,
Dude,
man.
get me 100 milli.
Holy shit. Well, during that time,
Wait, actually,
what's up?
can I talk about what's very fascinating in the news right now, which is like the biggest scam ever? I was talking to Manny about it before.
Sure.
Meghan Markle. Manny's on the couch now. Manny, a.k.a. professional grifter,
Yes, sir.
from a skit that we saw from a project that got an A in college. Congrats.
Some DNA of said project may soon be coming to the LCS.
Who knows? But
Possible.
Meghan Markle, she got paid by Spotify $20 million to have her own podcast. And she had like big people that were on the podcast.
Like tall people,
No, like one of the Williams sisters, while we're talking about tennis.
like jacked people. Then
And it's come out that she was having like her producers and assistants like ask the questions and record the podcast like with her guests, and then she would just edit herself in later, like asking the questions like after everything's done. So like wasn't even a real podcast. So I just want to say this is a legit pod. We're more legit than the former royalty, someone from the royal house.
you're telling me we're more legit than the royal family? Shocking.
Hell yeah. And we have way less money for it. So I feel like we should fix that.
And get some money.
Yeah.
Kick deal when?
I mean, we're still looking for that main chick sponsorship. We want main chick to be our main chick.
I like that.
Yeah,
We talking about some League of Legends today?
we can.
Yeah, I think we should start there.
So, Challengers League.
All right, we're just going to start with challengers.
Yeah, because that...
No. We're off to a great start.
I mean,
I've watched 0.0 games of NACL so far.
We have someone that's so far off the team that they didn't make it out of bed. So
That's true.
I feel like we're progressing more
It could be
than
worse.
usual.
Josh had a long week.
Yeah, he worked 3 days straight. But we do have Chick-fil-A waiting for him with no sauce. Clutch.
Guys, this motherfucker ordered Chick-fil-A without the Chick-fil-A sauce. That is...
Criminal.
No, it's beyond criminal. That is unforgivable crimes against humanity and nature. That is... Look, I just want everyone to look. You see these fries? They're dry, they're tasteless, and fucking bland. You know what would be great on top of these? Chick-fil-A sauce, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've been getting Canes recently, and they just give you the sauce. You don't have to ask questions or fill out a form. Any of this bullshit. Just give you the sauce.
It's a shame that the only one that's near us is like
A bit of a drive.
40 minutes away. Oh, well, it is what it is. Anyway,
challenges. Well, TLC is top of the table.
Yes.
And they did drop a game, and probably should have dropped 2 games to Team Fish Taco, which I find to be wild. Because that team, I have bottom 3. And
they have the shitty logo buff.
they do. That is important for amateur and tier 2. But yeah, I think TLC, like the hero mode, one of the games back, where they just showed that they were clearly better.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I mean, Team Fish Taco had a nice week, which I think was a pleasant surprise this week. I thought them and Fear played much better this week.
I thought, just from standings, I'm not as informed as I used to be.
Yeah.
But Wildcard and MU had a surprising week.
Well, MU comes with a bit of an asterisk because Lynx was not able to connect to League on Monday. So they had Will play Marksman, and they had a Katie in Jungle.
Oh.
And Will got smacked.
That's tough.
Are you double mic'd up?
No, that other mic is really annoying because we bought mic stands for the podcast that like don't really take the weight of these mics, and that one's like tilt lock is just shredded, so it just kind of goes like this.
That's what I've been saying, man. This
Well,
whole time.
It's true.
Low key reason why I didn't want to use that side of the couch today. That mic sucks. Or not the microphone, the mic.
The mic stand. So I've moved my producer mic over here.
All right.
So we're trapped.
Okay. So yeah, I think Wildcard actually played really well. Zamuto's been really good this split, actually. He's playing tanks well.
Woo! Shout out to Zamuto. Used to play against him back in the day, the old Prophecy Cup days, 2017, 2018, back in the day. It's what I know about Zamuto. It was good. He played on a team with Dave Mon, the Pike guy.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Before he was high elo, when he was like a D4, like a Nivea main. And then like halfway through the season, he Pike got released, basically. This may have been in 2018. I think Pike was released in 2018. It might have been at the beginning of then.
It was 17, 18.
He climbed a challenger during the season, and everyone got really mad. It was a big scandal. And I was like, come on, guys. This guy was like 40% win rate, like D4 before this. Like, I think he's just godlike with Pike. Anyway, that's my Zamuto experience. I'm sorry for the tangent.
He is the best Pike I've seen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, Zamuto, like, the big question for him was, like, can he play the standard stuff? And he's actually doing it and landing really well on it, which I'm really happy to see. Also, Malphite is fucking busted. Please play this champion.
Yes.
Malphite's, like, turbo broken right now. Yeah.
I love you, Eric Ritchie.
I love you, Eric Ritchie.
Is that just what we think of now when we think of Malphite?
Yes, that is, like, now the definitive Malphite play. Here's the thing, actually, and I just kind of thought of this. What big Malphite pro plays are there? You know, like when you think of some champions, you can think of like easily identifiable pro games, right? You think of Caston, you think of Expeke, you think of Zed, you think of Faker, you think of, I don't know, this is kind of starting to fall apart. But anyway,
I will say,
not many super identifiable Malphite plays for a champion with such a large ultimate.
I will say, when I think of Malphite, I actually think of Someday. Back in the KT days, he was like the Malphite player.
When I think of Someday back in the KT days, I think of his Riven Penta, and I think of his Fizz backdoor nonsense.
Or no, he was really good Malphite Renekton.
He didn't backdoor, his Nagne the backdoor, not that.
I mean, he's always been a good Malphite Renekton player.
Renekton's a classic.
But I actually think of Malphite when I think of when I think of Someday, I actually think of Malphite.
Yeah.
Like vice versa.
I'm on the train with Manny. Riven someday is like something when I was watching the LCS broadcast we would always talk about. Someday never gets to play this champion because it's never right in comp.
Nah, man, that was Smeb for me. Smeb was the Riven player. Smeb's Riven was better.
I mean,
guys, I think it's maybe possible that there could be more than one good Riven player in the LCK back in the day. It's possible.
Mark, your mic's not plugged in.
No fucking way.
Or did Manny click the wrong one?
No, it's not muted. Oh yeah, look at that. There's no levels for that. Can you unplug it and plug it back in? We're doing live troubleshooting on the podcast now because I got promoted from desk to the couch and everything immediately goes to shit. It's great.
And yet you're not getting upgraded in terms of title or status, just responsibility.
That sounds like the real world.
Sounds like close to home.
Sounds like the real world.
Mark, can you tap your mic? Oh wow, that's funky. I wonder if it's the cable or the mic itself. All right, we're going to troubleshoot live. Mark, you take this mic, and I will try to switch them.
Oh, boy.
You're more important.
Hello.
Give me that one, though.
Okay. Oh, no. My blanket.
You guys have a conversation.
We're just juggling fries, a blanket, 2 mics.
Fries without Chick-fil-A sauce, mind you.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I am salty about that.
Not as salty as these fucking fries. I will keep going. Anyway.
Yeah.
Zamudo.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. Zamudo, I really liked my interview, or just talking to him in general. I think he was very adamant and very honest about his realization of how it's not just it was mainly a reflection of himself, but I think it's a thing and a process that a lot of young aspiring pros go through and realize that their current work ethic is just not enough until you go and play on or surrounded by some of the best upcoming pros in the world.
Like Korea, like change.
Yeah, when you go play on the Korean server and you just realize
test. Oh, all right, we can swap.
Wow,
back.
there's so many people. There's like the percentage of people that
Flawless.
The number of people
This is
in
horrible.
ratio in comparison to from Korean server to NA server is like a vast difference in how many more people are just like grinding their asses off to push it and make it, you know? And like it's not something that we don't already know. And if people get offended by that, it's talking about how NA server is like just lackluster compared to Korean server. It's like, we're not trying to offend anyone. It's just like
no, it is what it is.
Yeah. Actually, I am. I'm trying to offend people when I talk about it. This is the thing. People always talk about like the NA server like they're not a part of the NA server. It's like a lot of the people I see complaining about this shit on Twitter, I have played SoloQ games with you.
Yeah, it's true.
I used to be good. It was a long time ago. But some of these names that I see complaining, oh, NA SoloQ is so bad. People are one tricks or they run it down or they're toxic. I'm like, I have played games with you, sir. Like, you run it down, you flame people, you talk shit, you type slurs, like, clean up your own thing. Like, when people complain about that, it's like such like an abdication of, like, responsibility. It's like, if you're on high elo, like, everyone kind of knows you, and it's like, okay, Riot can only bend over backwards so much to try to make the NA server work. At a certain point, I think people just kind of need to be better.
Yeah. Like, the only time I flame people is when people quit. If you quit the game, I will, like, if I played a game where someone on my team quit every game, I would probably get my account banned. Not because, like, I say, like, terrible shit, but because, like, that's the only thing that makes me mad in this game, when you quit.
I mean, I'm not going to name names, but, like, the biggest issue in that bracket, at least when I used to play, of, like, once you hit Diamond up through, like, Masters, which is, like, about where I was, like low LP Masters, it is like, okay, the game is decided much of the time by who has the fewest amount of teammates that give up, or which team has the player that gives up first.
Yeah.
And just runs it like, is like, okay, it's like just like soft ending stuff. Like, oh, I'm just going to split push top lane.
Yeah.
Or, I'm going to run it down once or twice mid, but just stay in the game, or sell some of my items and walk around in base.
Yeah.
This is just a thing that always annoys me, is because, like, I see some vocal critics of NA SoloQ, and I'm like, well, you are part of the problem.
Yeah, the last time I got chat restricted was when they changed the chat rules, and I could no longer call people mental midgets.
I don't know if I would still call people.
No, it's a great phrase from sports. So you're a mental midget. You quit the game, so you can't take it, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
People that quit the game can't abide by it.
Yeah. Like, you queued up for ranked. I always say, like, you queued up for ranked. Why are you quitting like a loser?
I mean, I would just call them a loser then.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I throw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mental midget does not need to, like, I mean, that's just me personally.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree. Like, there's games that are super frustrating, and I think the big problem is that NA, for the most part, has this very much mentality of, If I don't carry, no one else on my team can carry. No one else is capable of carrying. And I think that is understandable. It's not the right mentality, but it's understandable, especially when you're grinding from like low elo onwards. Because then how do you tell which elo you're at where games are winnable by putting trust into others that you have no idea who you're playing?
I mean, for me, I used to say that was like the top 1%.
Sure.
And like I'm D2 right now, and D2 is like the top 1.8%, which is sad.
Well, it's tough because like Diamond, the skill bracket has fluctuated.
They inflated it so
much. It's about to uninflate, hopefully, if the Emerald
I can't
tier
wait for
thing
that.
works. Right when I get back to Diamond, I'm going to get punted back into Emerald land.
Yeah.
It's great.
But
it's Wild Rift all over again.
I think that like at least comparing, I've never played on any other servers, right? And so at least comparing it to Korea, like I can't. But there is a great quote from recent NBA champion Jokic.
Wait, who won NBA?
The Nuggets. So Jokic is the big man Joker. He's from Serbia.
So
is it
Miami
the tweet,
lost?
or is it the quote from the parade or whatever?
No, it's not.
Oh,
that was a
okay.
great one too, though.
Wait, so finals was Miami versus Nuggets?
Yes.
Damn.
The McNuggets won it.
Sorry, you can tell I'm very out of touch with
The Denver McNuggets.
traditional
you're good.
sports. The only time I was invested was when we went out for burgers, and there's that Miami Heat Boston Celtics game, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is exciting!"
Would you say you're loving it?
I was trying to look for like the exact quote. I'm gonna try one more account, but it was.
It's a shame you
So this
never-
guy, he's from Serbia. He's so humble. And he just had this great quote. He's like, part of being great at something is that you have to be bad, and then you have to be good, and then you have to fail, and you have to learn from failing, and then that's like when you actually can win. And I feel like when you look at SoloQ servers, like when you're just surrounded by 3 times as many people, and also like the social culture aspect that you get from playing in PC bangs, it's just a completely different experience. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna try and get good, and then with everyone else around you trying to be good too, you're gonna fail. Because for me, the thing about League is that it's always a game that's evolving. If you ever fall behind the learning curve, or like you don't play for a day, you're falling behind the pack. And that's why I think some players like fluctuate in skill. Because like not only just because of confidence, but also like this is a game that's constantly evolving, and you have to keep on staying. You have to be so good that you can catch up to the curve, but also evolve the curve. That's why I've always appreciated the players that can pull out something new or different.
Well, guess what? We got worlds in the bag. Then we fail all the fucking time.
Yeah, we fail against failures though. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
All right, well, maybe that's probably the harshest thing I've ever said about NA on this podcast. So
Is it time, Manny?
Is it time for what?
Just say yes.
Yes.
Damn it.
Was that what you were trying to silently communicate with me? Yeah. We can run the tapes back later, by the way, but he holds this thing up like this and he shakes it next to me and he's just like, look at this. Like I'm supposed to know what he's doing, and then he just takes it and chucks it at Cubby.
interesting.
Anyway, my point is, NA SoloQ, be the change you want to see in the world. It's not going to get better magically. Like, you can't expect everyone to be better overnight. You just got to, like, not be a dickhead.
Manny, this is a great segue into you doing a parody of one of the greatest songs of all time.
Hang on. Is this a song that's going to get us destroyed
Yeah,
on
we
YouTube?
might get DMCA'd, Mark. We are on YouTube.
Don't worry, I won't play more than 3 seconds.
Okay.
Why
I'm
are we
worried
doing this?
about this.
Because
My producer's senses are tingling. I need to tell myself I've been promoted to the couch. I'm no longer responsible for the technical limitations of the show.
fuck. No, why is it playing on that speaker?
This is funny. You can't blame me for the audio issues.
Producer Rafa.
With the man in the mirror.
All right, that's your allotted 3 seconds.
Yep. If you want to make the world a better place, then take a look at yourself and make that change.
I was going to say win that lane, but...
There you go. You're already in the
And
parody mind.
don't rage quit the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least... Actually, honestly, yeah, I don't need you to win your lane. Just, like, don't give up. That's honestly... Like,
Yeah, no, that's like... the
Yeah,
rules.
I'm not...
That's why I'm like, I am probably alone in this. I am anti these surrender changes that they made this year. Where I completely disagree with the statistical metrics where it's
I just want to bring back duo queue for everyone.
where they're like players can identify what game is lost like 90% of the time. I think that's kind of BS because it's like players decide themselves when the game is over and then they stop trying.
Those stats are totally influenced
by the time the first surrender vote comes out and it fails, if that person doesn't get their way, a lot of the time they are just no longer in.
Games are decided by Draven going back to base and buying 4 tiers, you know?
Yes. It's like, well, I think before the surrender vote comes out, you can know. Or immediately after the first surrender vote if it fails, right? It's like, okay, surrender votes that fail result in people losing games. And like, well, I think people giving up is what results in people losing games. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
We don't have a tier list prepped for this, but I want to now at some point make a tier list of like
worst SoloQ mains.
Yes, worst SoloQ mains. Worst SoloQ champions to run into.
Draven.
Well, yes. So like here
support, it's Draven.
Yes. So here's the thing though, right? Would you rather have the person that quits the game because they were a lane bully and they lost? Or would you rather have the person that quit the game because they were a scaling champion and quit because they got ganked once or they died in lane once?
The lane bully one is tricky because usually the people that play that way and play the lane bully champion aren't particularly good to begin with, I find.
Bro.
Where they're like, for example, if we're using Draven as this example, this is Draven players that will
just bang your head against a brick wall.
Just run straight forward into any skill shot regardless. Like, it's like, okay, well, Thresh has hook. There's no minion wave. He knows exactly where you're going to walk because of where your axe is going to land, and you just walk straight into that shit every time, and you die, and then you spam ping your support and buy 4 tiers, and that's like, okay, well, that sucks. But the people that give up right away, I mean, I guess that's a bigger problem, but I don't know. I think the lane bully people tend to fail more spectacularly, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess the end result is that both of them are quitting the game and making a detriment, but it's just like, it's just so bizarre. Like, I can understand if you lost lane and you're a lane bully, it's like, well, I'm not really useful later on, so I don't feel like I get to play the game. But if you're someone that scales, I have not gotten to your guys' elo yet. But I imagine there's a point from Iron all the way until, I'm going to guess, D3. Any game is winnable, no matter how far behind you are. Am I right in that?
No.
It's not any game, but
there are a lot of games. Yeah, there are a lot of games.
It's like a lot of games.
Yeah.
And it does require, I think it also, though, those games are winnable, but I also think it requires a higher level of communication than what's possible in SoloQ.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, if we had voice chat, it would be a bit easier.
I mean, let's just say that a lot of the games that I call over when I'm casting 5s are not over in SoloQ.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. If it's like 5s, people can communicate. It's either over or like people can come back. It depends. But
yeah, technically, very few things are over in SoloQ. And also, if you can make it work, you can make it work. Anything works. Like, if you're going to play fucking Ram as top and you find a way to win games, you can find a way to win games, you know? So I think that goes for any ELO for sure.
Yeah.
But let's get back to challengers.
yes.
Yeah, that was weird. It was quite the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
An interesting SoloQ tangent. Because
Yeah.
I made
Let's
a joke.
see.
Thank you, Samuto.
Yeah, I guess it just all started from Zamudo. It's funny because like he's not playing as many wacky picks, which I think is good.
Yeah. He's played, Karthus top twice, and then everything else has been pretty standard.
No, he played Akshan too.
That's
Oh, that was
again.
cool.
So, as someone who has not watched NACL, who is the worst team? Is there a worst team decided yet? Do we have a CLG faith?
Well,
of this
technically, at the moment,
AoE Gold.
AoE, Supernova, and Team Fish Taco were all tied for last.
season? That's surprising. I thought it would be Maryville.
So Maryville 2-0'd AoE because Lynx couldn't connect to the game.
Well, that's tricky.
I personally, I do think that Maryville played much better this week, and I will give them a somewhat of a break for week 1 because they were scrimming 2 patches behind, and also we're coming off a C-Law where they were taking it a little bit easier. I think that Maryville, Supernova, and Team Fish Taco are probably the bottom 3.
Yeah.
And then I'd say outside of that, like I don't think there's like a clear worst among those. I think outside of that, I just think those are probably our bottom 3 teams.
Yeah, this is the other side of the relegation coin that people don't really talk about, the promotion relegation thing, where people and I say this as someone who's a fan of 2013 C9, like, and they made me the thing.
Yeah.
Most of the times though, teams that come in from relegations suck and then they leave again. It is not usually the Cinderella story. It is usually like, okay, it's TDK.
Velocity Esports. Enemy.
Yeah.
Sad.
I will say that something I'm excited about for next week is that Wildcard, they're tied for second right now at 8-4, but they play TLC, FlyC, and Fear, who I consider as 3 teams that should be upper half of the bracket. So we'll see what Wildcard really looks like.
I think the first 2 are your top 2 teams, if not top 3 teams.
Well, they're tied with FlyC, and TLC is the top team. So correct.
Wow.
So I think that'll be interesting to see.
You know what? Let's talk about Toast Disguised. How's Team Disguised? Right?
Yeah, they're not doing that hot. They have a 2-0, an 0-2, and a lot of 1-1s. And this last week, they split against EG, who ended up getting 0-2'd by both FlyC and Fear afterwards. And then they split with AoE, which honestly, AoE played a really good game against them in the second game because they've just played a press star comp and actually executed it really well.
Nice.
And then they got
Shout out to R.
Yeah, 0-2'd by Wildcard, and I thought they got outdrafted pretty heavily by Wildcard in game 1. And then game 2, I don't know. But yeah.
Marcus had his 1 drink.
2.
Marcus had his 2 drinks.
Jesus.
It's over. It's over, Cubby. We gotta stay on the team.
He's
Josh
off the team, yeah.
He's off the rails.
It's so Jover for
It's
me.
too late.
It's Jover.
But for what it's worth, they can't possibly do worse than the Valorant team.
Yeah. I still think this is a
Actually,
team.
they could get relegated from challengers like the Valorant
No,
team.
I mean, this is a team that for me is higher up in the standings, and they play Maryville and Supernova, which they should 2-0 both those teams realistically.
Yeah, I mean, with
This
the
upcoming week, so
with the players they have, right?
they should be top 3.
They should be top 3.
No.
It would be impossible to do badly. I cannot think of a single time in a single other esport that Disguised with talent far exceeding the rest of the league has failed and fallen out of the league. I can't think of one time. It hasn't happened before. So it's good. It's not going to happen again.
Manny, have you ever heard of an esport called Valorant?
I have actually. I did a collegiate broadcast of it.
Ooh.
I watched my first Valorant games on the collegiate broadcast a week or 2 ago. And it was great because I was learning the game live while I was talking to like all the analysts and everything. And they started referring to me as Coach Manny because I would like just ask some questions about the game. They're like, "What have you learned?" And I'm like, "Okay, I know you win if you get to, like if you like get to 13." And they're like, "We need you in the games, and like we need you to coach these guys to victory. It's like just win. Like it is like
just win."
My advice was truly just win tier. I was starting to figure out like who some of the characters were and what they did. It was fun.
Who was your favorite characters to look at?
Well, I can't really look at any of them. All I see is their like guns.
Okay, but like you saw their abilities that they would use.
Yeah. I liked the smoke ones because they were like kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
That's kind of about it.
Do you like the brown smoke or the purple smoke?
I like the green smoke.
Oh, so you're a Viper kind of guy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what
that's green smoke. No, she's green smoke.
Smoke.
Green
There's like
smoke.
a big line down the center of the map.
Viper.
And I was like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That sounds obnoxious. From what I heard, it's like it looks really cool on that until you like get in the game and you have to play against it and you can't do anything.
Oh, it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
To play against.
So that
because
sounds obnoxious.
It obscures vision until you enter in, and then what happens is your vision range becomes diminished by like I think by half. So you have to like walk forward and you have to walk around. Whereas the person who ulted, who is Viper, she gets thermal vision inside. so she can see you, and you're like lit up like a X-ray machine.
Got it. Well, Valorant, you better watch out. I'm fucking coming for you, sport of Valorant.
Manny is gonna become the best Viper in NA.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey Manny, we were gonna do some overreactions this week.
Yes.
Are we gonna verbally hit those now?
Yeah, we can do that. I can go back to my spot to
No,
cue them up.
No, that's all right. We can verbally hit these.
Okay.
You know what? We're just gonna, because we're banned on Twitch, we're just gonna do our audio only listeners a massive favor this episode.
Oh ho 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 ho!
And verbally
I gotta remember what my overreactions were.
So-
I can give you Josh's overreaction.
My
'cause he had one.
I don't remember.
I would like that for challengers. You can check your mobular device.
Mobular device.
Yeah, mobular device.
So what
Motherfucker, it is
start with
mobile.
yours. Let's start with yours while Rafa figures
Yeah.
out what his overreaction.
Because I think that mine's
You
interesting.
sent them to me.
Kind of given
Oh, okay.
what we're
Go.
talking about, and also I'm really excited for their schedule next week. My overreaction is that Fear is a top 4 team.
That's not what you sent me.
What did I send you?
You sent me Fear are the 4th best team.
Yeah. Okay, 4th best team.
So they're the number 4.
Yikes.
Yeah, then the number 4.
Got it.
Now they play AOE, Disguised and Wildcard this next week, so I think we're actually going to learn quite a bit about them, because those are teams that I kind of all expected Fear to be fighting around, and they did not look good week 1, and they got blasted by TLC to start off the week, but they looked good in the last 2 series they played. I expect them to beat Supernova, but a 2-over EG was rather nice, and I feel like they've quickly fixed some of the glaring issues that they had week 1, which was pretty much just like they didn't look like they were on the same page at all week 1, which was too bad, because that was what I feel like their strength was last year, or last split, and I have a lot of faith in their members that I feel like they can do that again. I think Philip's been off to a pretty good start, actually, in the top lane. It's been good to see. And I still think pretty highly of Fear.
That team shouldn't be doing better, just off paper.
Well, they're even record now. So that's nice.
Yeah.
But they've
They've
tough
got a
schedule this
great
week.
name for a team based in Ontario, California, from Cincinnati. They're fan.
Not this split. Not this split.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, they're a
Are
little bit
they-
scattered this split.
Okay. That was my favorite Cincinnati
Oh,
Fear
so-
fact last split, was that they were
That-
based in Ontario, California.
That was funny.
So are Perry, Shochi, Minui still here in Ontario?
No, they're at their own spots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everyone went home.
Everyone's
So
at their own spots.
Was it just like a 6-month lease?
Well, I mean, part of it, yes, it was. Also, part of it was that the servers are on Chicago servers for this split, not LA.
See, so if they'd been in actual Ontario, like I thought they were for like 2 weeks last year, I was like, last split.
They were there.
I deadass thought they were in Ontario, Canada.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, they were in Ontario, Canada.
I think it would be much more troublesome to find a place in Ontario, Canada, because then you have to get like a work visa or something.
yeah.
Damn.
But that's also kind of my overreaction right now, because I feel like Wildcard's the 3rd best team, and Fear
Interesting.
I have remembered.
Fear is 4, and that puts
Mark.
Disguised at 5.
What is your NACL overreaction?
My Challengers League overreaction
Oh my god.
is that APA will win Most Valuable Prospect award.
I don't think that's an overreaction. I will. He played bad in the last series he played, but based on the first 5, that's not an overreaction. He's been playing really well.
Well,
He's the best mid.
The reason why I put that as an overreaction is, for what it's worth, I'm no longer part of the people that will decide who gets Most Valuable Prospect award anymore.
Yeah, so you just live with 2 of them.
Yeah.
He's been fired.
What a narrative. You know, that's actually the Reddit narrative. Mark was fired from NACL.
I mean, that is
Wait, really?
how Reddit would look at it.
No, that's the joke.
Oh,
No, if Reddit were to take a narrative, they would pick that.
That would be the Reddit narrative.
oh.
Instead of LCS is on 3 days a week, so Mark needs to be more invested in that, and we have him on there, they would think that you were fired.
Lamel.
All right, so
but-
APA's most valuable prospect.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, because I figured that Most Valuable Prospect was going to go to someone like Masu, because we are already hyped on Masu from Spring Split, and he was in our contention for nominations already. So I figured that he was just, as default, without looking at the games, a front runner. I thought front runner would also be like either someone from the Disguise squad to just hype them up. So either
The squad.
Disguise, Disquad. So either Fake God because
Fake God's been really good this split. He's playing really well.
yeah,
But
that's why I went with APA. Because I figured that would be like, ooh, maybe people will be like, oh shit, APA, no way you actually think that. But then I'm like, yeah, it's the cool hot take.
I mean, he is the best mid at the moment, and he's playing well.
I have a point in his favor about why this might not be an overreaction. Static Shiv's still in the game. His TF is going to keep tearing it up as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, no one else has picked up the TF with this build, and I really don't know why. The Lulu polymorph, like the W, the Whimsy,
Yeah.
plus TF with RFC Shiv Gold Card Lichbane is so fucking broken. Like, you just walk up, you do 400 damage to whoever you gold card, and then it bounces.
I'm telling
It's
you,
ridiculous.
this is what we could have had if we had Reginald back on the LCS stage for TSM. If only we'd run the scabs. Clip it and ship it.
Actually,
Don't bring
I said on broadcast this past week that Toast only wanted Fake God to play Renekton for the rest of the split because he was 12-0 on Renekton. He actually lost a game, but he was 12-0 on it for the year, and he picked Renekton for a game, and I said this is the Toast has already proven he's a more competent owner than Reggie when it comes to affecting his team.
I mean,
That was pretty good.
Kaisa Q, you can't dodge it? What?
yeah. The funny thing
crazy.
was when Fake God had the first big pop off for Renekton game in I think it was like the first or second day of challengers.
Yeah.
Shifter was in the call with this Toast, and he's like, all right, that kid, don't let him play anything else
Yeah,
other than
no,
Renekton.
just let him play. His Renekton's really good.
Yeah. This guy's Renekton's pretty good. Don't let him play anything else. And then this guy's like, yep. Hope you like playing Renekton, buddy. That's the only thing you're gonna do.
He's been
Get ready to learn Renekton.
He's been really good this split. I think that Fake God might be the strongest individual player that we have so far this split. I feel like every game he's just playing really damn good. Someone else who I think is actually playing really well is King. King's playing really good this split too. I know EG's struggling a little bit, at least at the 5 and 7 mark, but I think King's playing really consistently well in his games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Word. Do you want my NACL overreaction?
Yeah. What do we got?
So I
haven't watched a lot of challengers.
So I've watched no games of challengers so far, but I do know the teams that are competing. And back in the day, when I was getting back into the esports scene in 2020, I was an editor for a league called Challengers Uprising.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
That these guys cast, and I have harbored some hate in my heart for a certain team
Based.
ever since. And it is that when I was doing content for them, there was one team that had a horrendous logo, just a truly awful logo that I hated with a passion.
Was it Frostfire?
The players on the team, great players. The players on that team now, also great players. I'm not directing my flame at the players. I'm directing my flame at the organization. What the fuck is up with Team Fish Taco? The logo is so... It's like, as someone who has to do it in content, I understand the meme team logos, but Disguised Toast has Disguised Toast, and Delta Fox has I'm a Cutie Pie, and Scara, and Shifter. And so occasionally you get a good meme team, but there has to be a soul to it. Or some of them are they were truly McChicken's teams, Super Sunshine Fruit Basket Warriors or DK Crew, and those were kind of charming. Team Fish Taco to me has always been more polished than the meme orgs and less polished than the serious orgs, and I have never enjoyed their logo. So my overreaction was an excuse to hate on their logo, not their players, not their staff, their logo, just to cover my bases. I am not shitting on the org or the players. I think the logo is bad and they should change it. That is my overreaction for the NACL.
That's awesome. Would you also like to bring Joshi's to the table?
Yes. So we can use this to transition into LCS overreactions because Joushi had the same overreaction for both leagues.
Oh, interesting.
And it is that Team Liquid will win both NACL and LCS,
Ho!
which is a serious overreaction, but I like it.
I mean, I feel like if I were to go back and redo my tier list now, I would put TLC a slight cut above the rest. I had Fly C a slight cut above the rest, and I still feel like Fly are a top 3 team at minimum. Like, I think they're still 1 or 2. But I think that what I've seen out of TL so far this split's been really impressive. It's been really, like, they're actually playing good. But I don't know about LCS. That's the hot take. That's the overreaction.
Trust the process. They did the 100 Thieves strategy. Fire your coach, your team instantly wins more games. Change nothing else, just fire the coach. What could possibly go wrong?
Interesting. I mean, it's funny because C9 did that last split. It's pretty impressive.
It's true.
Yeah.
Marin was the problem. Max Waldo was the problem. Although Max Waldo won a split before that, so I guess we can't really say that.
Yeah.
What was Koss was the problem? Just fire the coach and the team instantly gets better. By the way, just win. It's very serious analysis, right?
As a coach, you do know it is a skill to know when to lay under the bus. You know.
Yeah.
It is a true skill. Sometimes you just got to go sit under that bus for your team.
People have been absolutely annihilated by the bus this year. The bus has come for Kaz. It has come for Marin now as well. So people are getting run down in the streets. What was that donkey quote? No, that wasn't run down.
You know who was also getting thrown under the bus after all this? Especially if 100 Thieves actually did 3-0 this week or something, Tenacity would have been like severely thrown under the bus.
Nah. I mean, some days better, but like...
Sure, but like the overreaction of so many people going, Tenacity was garbage. It's like... Someday as a more experienced player, like this is what happens, man.
I mean, I've sat down on this couch before and defended Tenacity and said that the move was dumb. I will say, 100 Thieves better start with Tenacity last split than they have with Someday now.
I mean, Tenacity Someday's better, but also
can't argue with results. Just win.
Wasn't really the problem with that team.
Yeah, I would agree. But
the problem was mid lane and jungle.
My argument is that they are, I guess, they really none of us picked it, but I would say that the biggest overreaction of this week was 100 Thieves fans after their first game after they beat FlyQuest. They're like, we are so back, and now they're like by the end of the week they're like, it is so over, guys. Like,
I remember going through like TikToks and Twitter reactions of 100 Thieves fans. Just like, day one, holy shit, we're gonna win the split, we're so fucking good. And then day 2 to 3, they're like, wow, we just happened to go up against the worst team
the only 0-3 team.
Which is, I think that's the other big overreaction that everyone has.
Hang on, can I do my overreaction?
Yeah.
My overreaction, Ayla won the trade.
Yeah!
It's my overreaction.
I actually think that's not an overreaction, and I even said that was the better trade before the split happened.
I want to give some nuance before you give your why. So my nuance is from everything I heard from listening to interviews with FlyQuest players, and then scrim rumors, the ever-present scrim rumors, and then behind the scenes
scrimmy
things. It was that FlyQuest had issues last split, even while they were still like 9-0. They were like winning on stage, not doing so hot in scrims.
Yeah, you know what the issue was and still is? It's fucking mid lane.
No. What is wrong with your mid laner, your import mid laner that you probably paid a good amount of money for this offseason, slamming Jace into another team's coach and losing? I cannot think of what could be wrong with this. I don't know what it is.
I watched a Jace Malachi draft get out-controlled on the map.
It was something.
I was so sad.
Yeah. Anyway, FlyQuest has had problems. The problems, were not like Ayla, to be fair, not great on that team last split. Not to say that he can't be good, as we will hopefully see.
They tried to introduce another V to see if that V could stop the problems of the V that they had in spring.
Yes. It turns out it's not as simple as just swapping sports.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a banger game this Friday. EG versus this Thursday. There's too many days now. 3 days I can't handle. Producer, by the way. Anyway, EG versus Fly, Vulcan versus Ayla rematch. It's happening. It's going to be spicy because if FlyQuest goes potentially 0-5, because I believe they're playing C9.
Yeah, they play C9 and then EG.
If they go 0-5 and Ayla is the one that does it,
it's so Jover.
It's done. Like, that was my original hot take, was actually FlyQuest are done for. I changed it to the Ayla thing to spice it up a little bit, but I do think if FlyQuest lose 2 games this weekend, I think it's done. I don't think they mentally recover.
I mean, all they have to do is make playoffs with that roster, and all they have to do is not match up against C9. I really think that
But if they're low, who do they play? C9, right?
Well,
like
it's 18 playoff.
No,
that's true. They go straight
It's
to lower
summer.
bracket.
we need to see the TL-C9 match, and then who wins from there. Like, C9 on paper should still be the best team in the league, but
It's 18 bracket. 2 teams start with 1 life, and then 2 teams have a bye.
Right. So
You just have to not be the 4 seed.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Because, assuming C9 doesn't get upset by the 4 seed.
Well,
AKA, you don't
I
want to be
think-
CLG/NRG.
I'm not sure if
the
this
4th
is...
seed.
Maybe you guys can tell me if this is how it works.
Kneecapped.
Does the higher seed get to pick their opponent?
No.
That's bullshit, first off.
really?
I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure the higher seed doesn't. This could be misinformation, but I'm pretty sure last year the higher seed did not get to pick their.
I love...
thought that's what they did.
I really wish there was a format.
LCS caster, by the way.
Yeah. LCS producer. By the way.
Oh, since this is on YouTube and no one's listening, speaking of LCS Caster, I'll see you guys on Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dropping leaks.
Yeah.
Cubby making a reappearance, a return to the LCS
A
stage.
resurfacing.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I get to mention it on my podcast, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, see you guys Friday.
drag him out.
I did not get a chance to submit a request to be like, hey, I would like to cast with Cubby this week in time. So I am not casting with you, unfortunately.
That's fine.
I have not casted with Cubby since
All year.
last year, man. This is depressing.
It is depressing.
Last time I casted with you was in July.
What is it? I don't remember.
Almost 12.
What was I going to pull up?
We were talking about FlyQuest.
No, I was going to
Before
pull up
your-
the format for playoffs.
Oh, the format for playoffs. Yes. I'm pretty sure there is no selection.
'Cause I
thought there was a thing about that last year, and then the answer was being in the upper bracket and getting to face the worst team is already a...
I think that some of the owners were bitching about it.
Yeah, that's what I remember, if I remember correctly.
What, they didn't like the higher seed could...
Well, I'm pretty sure they just wanted the higher seed to be able to pick it. And by owners, I mean owner specifically that
Jack.
happens to control lots of the discourse in owners meetings.
C9J.
Oh, no. It does say the 1 seed selects to play against
Oh, they
either-
do. All right.
Wait, this is dumb. This is dumb as fuck.
I'm spreading misinformation on the internet.
No, this is dumb. Listen to this. First seed selects to play against either potential winner of 3 versus 6 or 4 versus 5 before they play. So before the championship.
So they had to choose between 2 candidates?
What the fuck?
That's odd.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before. Straight up. And keep in mind this year that we get to send a 4th team to the World's qualifying series.
It's true. We're going to 3-0 Europe again.
Yeah.
Dude,
The only place that we can beat Europe.
okay, actually, you know what my very base take is that no one will agree with?
Mad Lions will be the 4th seed and
No,
lose again.
it's that
You get some.
no, it's that Europe is just as weak as NA, but they haven't accepted it yet.
That is based.
Yeah.
Oh,
People,
that's
people are still trying to ride off of 2019. It is no longer
No,
2019.
the gap is back to where
You guys
it
are
was.
coping. The
Yeah,
gap
it's
has
a monster.
returned.
It's a monster cope.
Dude,
I think the best team. I think I really like G2. I do think that G2 on their best day is the best team the West can send. But I think that between the teams that are sent, I don't think either team has a chance of making it, like, unless there's an insane group draw. I think the odds of making top 8 are low. So
I mean, just...
Oh, wait, there's a new format this year.
I was going to say, the format is new, because with the way the world's format has been for the last, like, couple years, I agree with you that it's, like, the expectation that, like, an NA or even an EU team should make top 8 is actually kind of nuts with 8 LPL and LCK teams.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that that's still the expectation, kind of crazy. This year, Swiss format, hopefully it'll make everything real weird and real cool. I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
Now, obviously, the big elephant in the room is how will they be seeding that Swiss bracket?
Dude, that's why...
That's the biggest question mark. And that is going to, like, I feel like determine so much about how this world's going.
Steal the fucking... Drop Ego Riot and take the fucking Dota 2 international format where you play a round robin against... Like, you just split up. It's 2 groups, right? They have 2 groups of 9. Yeah. And they all play each other in the group. I think they play a best of 2. So you get one side of each. And then the loser drops. So then you get 16 teams. And then depending on how you did, you either have 2 lives or 1. And that's how they seed it out. And it's fucking awesome. It's a great tournament format. Because then every matchup that you want to see, the worst you can do is play 16 games against half the field. So like this whole thing about like, I want to see this team from Korea play this team from EU or China, or this other team from Korea. We want a rematch. Like, you get so many more matchups. I just want to see teams be able to play a lot of teams at Worlds. But Riot like has this mentality where you cannot play multiple games at the same time. Never, and they all must be broadcasted at once. And that really prevents...
tournament must move every week.
Yes.
This part of it.
And I think that all that is cool in a way, but also I think that it really prevents the like dream of Worlds where it's like all these teams work their ass off for a year.
Yeah.
And you could go to Worlds and only play 3 teams.
Yep.
That sucks. I don't like that still.
Well, I might be Irish for 8 weeks.
That would be cool.
A chance.
Check out the pubs. Mark,
what is going on? What are you doing over here? Why is he looking at me like that? He just goes like...
It's like about to ask like a very important question.
Yeah, I know. It looks like it is
look personal.
Question.
Sorry, I just need a fist bump.
Okay. Joshi's done an Irish goodbye from this episode. Although, does it count as being an Irish goodbye if you're never there to begin with?
That's a good question, actually.
My man is slumbering deeply at this moment. With the lights on in his room. That is the craziest thing.
My overreaction from week 1.
Oh?
EG's going to Worlds.
Oh? He lives!
He's awake!
He lives!
We got you Chick-fil-A.
You want some Chick-fil-A?
My overreaction is EG's going to Worlds.
So... this is where my overreaction comes.
Yeah, well, you guys have similar overreactions because when we read Josh's overreaction before, and he said he was going to win, or TL was going to win LCS, you were like, "Oh, that's scandalous." But your overreaction is,
my overreaction for the LCS is that the summer finals is going to be Team Liquid versus Evil Geniuses.
That is aggressive.
So you've combined both their takes.
You have no... Well, hang on.
Yeah, where do you think they're going to Worlds? Do you think they're going as the 4th seed, the 1 seed, or somewhere in between?
I'll say not the 4th seed, because technically that's the Worlds qualification tournament. So that means I have them top 3. I don't know.
Well, they can still go to Worlds and go to the Worlds qualification tournament. You could say, oh, they're going to be 4th and they're going to beat Mad Lions again, which is exactly what happened last year.
Dude.
That's my theory.
Wait, imagine...
that's you on the desk, yeah.
Imagine EG plays against Mad Lions with Unforgiven on their roster and knocks out Mad Lions. Yeah!
And just 3-0s their ass?
Yeah!
That'd be pretty funny.
Evil Guinnesses will be in Ireland.
Oh, is that where the qualification match is going to be?
No, that's just Project Strikers in Ireland. So I might be in Ireland. We'll see.
Oh.
At least for some of it. Josh, are you taking my spot as producer?
We need a mic.
Yeah, we do have to give him a mic. This is a problem because one of the mics stopped working. So we're gonna have to try and figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? Do you want to just chill on the couch as well so people can see you? Nah, you just want to lurk off camera the whole time. That's funny. So, for those of you that can't see, just over this way to my left. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, producer Josh.
Josh is just eating Chick-fil-A and staring at us. It's great.
I respect it. I forgot Chick-fil-A sauce, by the way, so you're welcome. Okay.
I'm impressed that you got the Switch first try. Did you use the hotkeys that I set up, or did you just click it? Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I'm less impressed.
Let's go, Josh. Josh is like, I've used OBS,
But I'm still impressed.
In my prime.
I thought you used the special hotkeys I set up, and I was like, how the hell did you know about those?
He's been watching.
I was gonna say, they pay me for these hotkeys. They don't pay me, by the way.
We get food.
I get food every week. That's the payment. And I've been promoted this week to the couch.
If Challengers teams don't win, they don't get food.
Oh.
That's a wild old Reddit comment thread.
That's a dangerous narrative to promote.
Was that a real one?
Yeah, someone actually commented like, "Why do these guys get to eat?"
Oh, that was the craziest Reddit take of all time with all of this NACL offseason drama was like, well, perhaps this will all be solved if we don't pay the players a living wage. We think the players, they should not deserve to be able to go pro. I understand the old guards being like, well, we suffered, so you have to suffer, but I don't agree. I think it's better if you can chase your dream comfortably without having to die or sleep on someone's couch.
There was a conversation to be had for how much you're getting paid versus what revenue you bring in.
That is fair.
That is true. But also, when the conversation devolves to how impoverished do our players need to be successful, that's not good. That's not that's what the conversation devolved to for like 2 days. I tweeted that out at one point. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah, Josh. For a bit of an update, Mark has had 2 drinks,
including one that he made himself. So
this one has peanut butter whiskey.
I can't see. Hold it up to the camera.
This one has peanut butter whiskey, Kahlua, Bailey's.
Word.
All
right, so that's actually he's at.
Oh, it was very quick.
If that's the make, then he's at 3. So we are in the danger zone, actually.
The Rafa danger zone. Once you crest a drink and a half, it's like, oh god, it's Jover, guys.
It's Jojover.
It's Jojover. What? Speaking of Jojo, let's go back to the LCS. EG should have had a 3-0 week like TL and C9. The Dignitas match was a little fraudulent on EG's part. Dignitas,
they generally fraudulent, or
I
guess you can't be fraudulent if no one expects you to be good.
Yeah, I mean Dignitas was less fraudulent than EG in the late game, so Dignitas therefore did not. I fucking hate English. EG deserved the win less than Dignitas did. So
yes, that is typically what happens when one team.
Kelsey disagrees with you in the chat, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh no,
Kelsey, he can't articulate correctly right now.
Even I'm not willing to say that, man. We earned that loss.
Rich played well.
Oh, we earned that loss. Well, that's what I. That's what
Kasante Gaming.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Fights.
Like
League of Legends.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like EG should even though EG's early game was really fucking good, they did not deserve to win the game anymore after Jojo was missing picks onto.
There was a charm missed on an Everfrost rooted target that frustrated me in the audience.
That being said,
that Gragas game was disgusting, though.
Yeah, no, that Gragas game was hot. That was straight heat. And talking to Kelsey,
nothing hotter than Gragas.
I'm telling you, man, dude, everyone sleeps on the fat man, but when the fat man starts rolling with the body slams, then everyone wants to party with Gragas.
I'm a big Gragas fan.
You've seen his dance.
Yeah, dude.
He's got the thing going on.
Dude, Oktoberfest Gragas is honestly one of my favorite skins in the game.
Yeah.
Just because of the whole
All I'm saying is though, I want to see season 3. I want to see season 3 Gragas again just to see what pros could do with him in 2023.
Real, dude.
Because
the
those
barrel sniping.
The Gragas one shots back in the day were so fucking crazy.
And so back then, the R cask
1.1.
Yeah, it 1.1, but also
The Q is 0.9.
0.9. Also, you get the full max damage, like just insta cast, and the missile speed of the explosive cast back then was unchanged. Now, so like if you're like right on top of someone point blank, back then you could just insta cast it.
Yeah. Now it's a set cast for
Yep.
however far you throw it.
Just watching as well with his old janky animations, watching him just like belly slide forward, like not even anywhere close to the team, and just yeet an RQ and it kills 3 people instantly. It was the funniest shit ever. So terrible to play against. I remember that high play against, I don't know who it was against. Was it against Fnatic?
I think
In Battle of the Atlantic? I don't know if it was that, but he walked up to some team with Gragas and he just like RQ triple killed them, and it was one of the first like crazy plays I watched when I was like really getting into the game, and I was like, that is disgusting. That is illegal.
Faker's Gragas was pretty illegal.
Faker's Gragas is
Scara's
big.
Scara's
Gragas
actually.
in chasing the was it Road to the Cup or Chasing the Cup? The season 3 Worlds animated video they did.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
where Dyrus pops out of a giant gold
Scara's Gragas
mountain as Jace.
Double of Lucian in that.
And it's funny because Dyrus was just god awful terrible at Jace, who was like the most broken piece of shit champion.
Yeah.
When he was on release, they almost banned him completely from IPL 5.
Yeah.
Well,
I was always a Dyrus, not hater, but when I saw he made it onto the LCS all time lists, I was like, I was like, this is not good.
I think the reason why he did is because Dyrus had one of the most emotional like goodbyes, and that's what a lot of like.
When did that? Wait. When did that goodbye happen again?
Season 5.
Yeah. When though? When in the year?
World.
During Worlds.
Oh, that's crazy how that wasn't during LCS.
I mean, people are just gonna associate it, you know.
No, I know. I whenever people bring that up for Dyrus, I was like, okay, well, it was at Worlds, was it LCS?
Okay, old champ that I want to see what pros could do on now.
Xin Zhao.
Old AP Yi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And old Deathfire Grasp AP Evelyn.
I think Deathfire Grasp anything now would be crazy.
DFG Evelyn, Alex Each playing that champion was literally fucking insane.
Yeah.
He made that thing look so broken.
Dude, could you imagine how smooth people would make DFG LeBlanc look today?
They made it look. I mean, Faker was like the first LeBlanc player, really.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous to think of.
Faker made LeBlanc look actually viable. I remember people used to
She
think
was like the worst champ of the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like Civ HD would like
Well, release sheet was crazy, and then it got nerfed, right?
yeah, Civ HD would troll around on LeBlanc and just do like stupid funny shit for videos and content. But then Faker brought it back during the season 4 meta where
No,
like
literally season 3 debut.
no, he was playing Nidalee, man.
No, it was his debut split where he made a team FF because he got 17 kills on LeBlanc.
Yeah. It was Def's team. It was MVP Ozone. Or no, MVP Blue.
MVP Blue.
MVP Blue.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go down the rabbit hole of nostalgia.
One last thing. Old Scion. 2023 pros on Old Scion.
my-
Would that be hilarious?
So Sneeze is in the chat saying that old AP Scion.
Old AP Scion was nuts.
The point and click stun stare.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Imagine fucking like Jojo Pune walks up to someone and just as like old AP Scion and just kills someone.
I wonder how many emotes you could throw in between
Just
that.
stares at them. Exactly. He could like hit the dance too. It would be like,
Oh, you know who was bullshit? Was old Fiora.
oh, that was bullshit.
Untargetable
That all
AoE.
sucked. I hated that.
Also, old Poppy. It
Oh,
took
well, that
people
was just
so-
horrifying. But yeah, that ult was the most bullshit thing that was ever in the game. And I stand by that.
I
Fucking diplomatic immunity. That was horrible.
What else about LCS do we want to hit on?
Oh, that's true. We should
just-
get back on track.
yeah.
I just want to say that as of this podcast and as of tomorrow, we are done with 13.11, and I'm so fucking happy we're done with that patch.
Because we are
Why?
no longer on an enchanter OP meta.
No, it's still Lulu's still good. They're still good enchantresses, but Milio and Yumi's going to be pretty out,
However,
and Milio is still in, but worse.
Static Shiv still exists.
That should be hotfixed.
Well, it hasn't been hotfixed.
Actually, we have something. Maybe we could get producer Manny to help producer Josh.
All right, producer Josh, I have a task for you. So this is going to be kind of funny. On the scenes bar, there's a thing that says F5 GFX. Can you click on that? And then there's a thing underneath
Josh
it.
left.
You've seen our first surprise, which we ran during that. There's one underneath it. Can you toggle the eyeball off on the one on top and on the one underneath? That may involve our Static Shiv friend. Do you see that? Yes. More cancelable Mark's hand or no Static Shiv hotfix. This was our second definitely not this or that of the day. We came up with this while you guys were both of those we came up with while you guys were both gone, while Mark was playing ARAM and you were asleep. So the first one was yeah.
Well, no, he was here on time, but
Yeah.
We had like 50 minutes of downtime, so I played a couple ARAMs.
the no shiv hotfix pisses me off.
Here's what pisses me off.
There was a screenshot from Chronicler yesterday where there were 3 shivs built, and none of those champions should be building shiv. It was shiv on Kennen.
It was good timing.
Shiv on Kennen, Shiv on Aphelios, Shiv on LeBlanc.
Here's what
Fucking
pisses
hate
me
it
off.
here.
This makes me
That's
angry.
true, actually.
Static
Full
Shiv.
tackle.
It being ubiquitously OP on everything is not what annoys me. What annoys me is they brought the item back. The biggest downgrade in existence was that they changed the icon to that.
That's true. The old icon was pretty awesome.
It doesn't even look like a Shiv.
Yeah, old shiv icon was cool.
Static Shiv used to be my favorite icon, or favorite
Yeah,
icon,
no,
favorite
that was
item
actually
in the game. I would build that on everything, every 80 carry. I am prejudiced against rapid fire cannon and always have been ever since they chose to keep that in the game over Static Shiv.
Base.
Because I think rapid fire cannon is kind of useless most of the time. And I
Josh said
missed Static
terrible
Shiv. When I heard it was coming back, I was overjoyed. And then I saw the new icon, and I was like, look how they massacred my boy. It was terrible.
They took him out back.
Yeah,
And replaced him with
they
something
fucking made
inferior.
that shit. You got fucking Zeus's lightning bolt from fucking Percy Jackson. That's what they got. You guys are too old for that, aren't you?
No,
I read those books.
I
and I
okay.
saw the movie.
Never mind. Sorry for calling you guys old.
No, the movie was not great.
The movie was terrible.
The books, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Books were good.
Huh? I was about. Yeah,
I
was
read
about to-
Aragon. That was good.
I read
I've-
Aragon.
So that's my audiobook I'm going through right now. The second book in the Aragon series, Eldest.
Eldest. Oh,
Eldest,
that's the red
yeah.
one.
And that movie, the Aragon movie,
Also bad.
might have been one of the worst film adaptations I ever made.
It was so heinous.
It was like the most heinous movie I think
was so
ever
bad.
created.
I
It
remember.
wasn't even loyal to the books. Like they gave the shade in the book. Like in the movie, the shade just has a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
That never existed in the book.
I mean, if you want to talk about inconsistencies, the Percy Jackson movie also just has
Yeah,
a million
yeah,
things. They just changed for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Fortunately, though, there is an adaptation coming on Netflix.
Yep.
That actually has the author tied to
And
it
it's going to be a TV show.
that I'm excited
TV
for.
series.
Yes, which sounds like a better idea. I'm usually not pro them resurrecting
By the
random
way,
IPs, but
okay, first
yeah,
off,
that's what it is.
There's a problem right now with resurrecting IPs. Like every
Yes.
streaming service, like they're going to make a Harry Potter show that is like seasons and just do Harry Potter again in TV show format. I'm protesting that. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of doing that for a long time with Disney, the Disney live action remix.
Yeah.
I think those are terrible, and I've voted with my wallet and never gotten to see one. I just don't understand why you would take like something like The Lion King, for example, which is like its big selling point.
Well, do you know how many A-list actors they had voice stuff in there?
Beautiful animation and try to make it like photorealistic. It's like actually one of the worst ideas I could ever think of. What they should do is remaster the old Pixar movies, which look like hot garbage now.
Whoa. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the OG Toy Story, the first couple ones. I'm not saying the movies are bad. They're still good. The problem with 3D animation, though, is the early stuff is aged so terribly that it's hard to look at now.
I love the Toy Story movies.
Oh, I love the Toy Story movies, too. That's why it hurts me that I can't like look at them anymore.
When I was growing up, I had Buzz Lightyear and Woody, and I would carry them around with me everywhere.
You can buzz my Woody anytime.
Mark to HR.
I love those movies. Toy Story 2 was great.
Yeah.
And then Toy Story 3 came out of nowhere and they're like, oh no, like they don't need to do a third, like and it was beautiful.
Now they're on 5. They're going to make a 5th one. It's
Wait,
my God.
why are they making a 5th one?
I haven't watched
because there's no God. I don't know.
I have not I've not watched 4. 3 actually like had me crying in the theater.
Yeah. No.
3 had me bawling my eyes out.
3 was the perfect ending. 4 did not need to be made. It was okay. Like,
yeah, I didn't like it, but it was all right.
I didn't watch 4. I will not watch 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
The first
Pixar
3 are
movies have
beautiful.
been so bad for the last like
my cousin was arguing with me that no, so 3 was the end of Andy's story. 4 is the end of Woody's story. I'm like, I don't give a shit. 3 was the end of everything that it needed to be, and that like it was done, beautiful the way it was. The part when Andy's mom walks into the room and realizes that her son's all grown up and everything. I watched that shit with my mom, and I was about to go to university for my freshman year. That struck an emotional chord.
I cried multiple times during Toy Story 3, and I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Toy Story 3 was fucking great, and it should have ended that way.
Stop making good movies.
Oh,
I don't. What is the last? I guess Turning Red was all right. What was the last like good one?
You didn't like Coco?
It was okay.
I'm getting.
They haven't made a lot of.
No, Coco was so good.
All right, we're gonna get real off topic here.
Yeah, we are. We are super off topic.
gonna
We've
get
been
real
moving the
Oh,
podcast for the last
I
5
take
minutes.
personal offense.
We can discuss this afterwards. Let's bring it back to
Okay.
No, I'm actually kind of down to go through this.
Okay.
All right, Pixar movies that are recent.
Yeah, just go backwards.
This is our most LA thing, but
No, we'll get to that. Okay, Soul.
I heard that
2020.
was good, but I haven't seen it.
I actually heard the music for that was really good. Coco was 2017. Inside Out was 2015.
Maybe that was the last good one. That one was okay.
Lightyear was bad.
Lightyear was real bad.
Fucking Lightyear. Cars 3 is
Cars 3 is not good.
Brave was 2012, and I didn't like that. But Monsters University was 2013, and that slapped.
Yeah, they've been so mid.
The Incredibles
Recently.
2 was 2018, and
That one was really bad. I
actually thought that was okay.
I hate that
I
movie.
like that one.
That's like the most like soulless Pixar remake I think I've ever seen. Every character also, I don't know what it is about Pixar. Character design in those movies has gotten so ugly.
Okay, so
Like all the new
Manny,
villains that they were, or
Manny.
and characters they put in Toy Story.
okay,
or
actually,
Incredibles
wait,
2
but
looks
no,
so bad.
this is really important.
Disney villains are bullshit now.
Okay, yeah, sure. Manny,
Yes.
Incredibles 2, Elastigirl.
Come on, man.
No comment. Anyway,
Ooh, true.
not a
Josh.
Pixar movie though, right? I'm pretty sure that was just Disney.
Okay, so Monsters University was 2013. Brave was 2012. Cars 2 was 2011. So I feel like before 2010, everything slapped.
Yes, but that's the thing where it's like, okay, so some of them have been good in the last 10 years, right? But then
Some.
you look at what they did like originally, right?
Oh, it all
They did
slapped.
Toy Story, A Bug's Life, which wasn't like fantastic, but it was pretty good.
Bugs Life is pretty good.
I like Bug's Life. It's kind of like the forgotten one.
Wait,
Toy
what-
Story
what-
2 slapped, Monsters Inc. slapped, Finding Nemo slapped, The Incredibles slapped, Cars, it was okay.
Cars 1 slapped.
Ratatouille slapped. I mean, I think Cars slapped.
Wall-E?
Wall-E
Oh.
is my favorite Pixar movie.
Wall-E's
That thing
so
slapped
good.
so hard. Up slapped, Toy Story 3 slapped, and then Cars 2 happened, and it fucking just... We got sent off into the wrong fucking timeline.
Monsters
Like,
Inc. was so good.
we like Spider-Verse anomalied our way into a different dimension. It's like where we get fucking Cars 2 and I don't know, Luca.
I think Inside Out and Coco are being slept on here.
Inside Out,
Inside Out's okay. It was actually, no, it was good. It was so good that they decided to make their newest movie Inside Out again.
Oh, with Elemental?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Elemental does seem like just a variation of Inside Out.
But can we agree that the Pixar movies have gotten so formulaic to like a fault in the last 10 years? They've not been good.
For the most part, I can kind of agree.
But it was like banger after banger after banger.
That's
until
why
2010, and then it's just like been mostly mid.
Yeah, that's why Coco was a genuine surprise for me, because it I mean, maybe I'm biased because it's like it touches a culture that is like very mine. Like, I'm not Mexican, so like the Day of the Dead is not something that Peruvians celebrate specifically, but the whole concept of remembering one's family through photos and through the stories that we pass down from generation to generation is very much a Latino thing. And I think that's even not just a Latino thing, that's a thing that you see in a lot of cultures around the world. I know I've talked to people from Eastern cultures that like share a lot with that as well. So music in Coco is also just great, and the moments where there's like, I think Pixar is getting very formulaic with like the tear jerking moments where they build up and ramp up to like, oh, this is the part where you now have to cry, you get emotional, and so sometimes it doesn't always feel as genuine. But the one in Coco felt like very.
I just think the villains suck now.
They do. They sucked for a long time.
Like, where's like my fucking Lion King villain?
It's true.
Like, Scar killed your dad.
I don't know. They just don't want to do it anymore. Anyway, are we too off the rails?
No, this is
Can we
kind of
return
fun.
Well, okay.
somewhat to the rails?
Before we get to LA, I do want to wrap up LCS because I was actually
This is so
before I got super drunk. I was very excited to talk about LCS.
Keep in mind that Mark hasn't even finished his second drink and saying this.
Well, that's why I'm holding off on it, because I have to say my piece. If I don't say my piece and I drink
No, that's
all
fine.
this,
I just wanted to make a point.
yeah.
All right, well, say your piece.
Yeah. So because we're in a super condensed week, teams have less time overall to scrim and review and reflect and make strong changes and adaptations going into week to week. So every week feels more either I don't know what the opposite of this is, but damning.
I feel like this week's is all about like what read you have in the patch. Mm-hmm. It's a new patch. I think it changed a lot with like what's going to be good bot lane, just because I think the support meta is different.
Yeah.
And I think that teams will now be dropping a lot more bans, or will have to ban new things. Like, I think we're going to see Cassante didn't get nerfed this patch. I think we're going to see a lot less Cassante. I think Cassante returns like being a blue side ban.
It is pro play though, so they might just not.
They're
stop
willing to
playing
handshake it.
Do
But
you think like Cassante is the newest like quirky zero pick sort of for top lane, where it's like, okay, we're gonna.
Did Greg?
We know this. We know there's better picks now, but we know how to play. Cassante.
is there really better picks though?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, maybe there really isn't, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about, where a champ will get like nerfed in pro, or something else will come up and pros just like won't pick it up. And
Yeah, but like Cassante,
Did Gragas get nerfed on this patch?
yeah, Gragas is nerfed.
Okay, so
That's part of why I think we're going to see more Cassante bans.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could just take Gragas and handshake those two as tanks or AP carry. I think Gragas, if he does get seen, it's gonna be less in solo lanes, and it'll be more in jungle, because the passive sustain doesn't punish him in jungle.
I mean, they nerfed that passive by a third. Like, you go from 8 seconds to 12.
Right,
That's
which is why I don't.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if you do see him, it'll be more often in jungle, because passive sustain in jungle does not matter as much. Your sustain with jungle enchant, the way it works right now, is already like standardized across the board for most junglers.
Like, I wonder if Gragas can even make it out of like the early Renekton matchup now, or like does he even like? He used to be able to kind of beat Ornn. Like, can you beat Ornn now? Like, I really don't know.
Yeah, I think your Ornn goes up in priority for tanks. I think
it's still Sion Cassante, but I think we just see more Cassante bans.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
Sion, Ornn. I mean, people are still playing Malphite.
Malphite's so OP.
Yeah.
It is. It's so OP.
So,
What is your piece, Mark? Have you said your piece yet? You
No,
haven't.
because this motherfucker keeps interrupting me.
That's crazy because it seems like you've been talking for the last 30 seconds.
It's
go ahead.
us back and forth.
Manny can take my spot on the couch next time. This is fun.
Anyway,
I'm living evil tonight.
the idea that we have condensed weeks is more damaging for teams that do poorly and don't make the correct reads. And it's more like, I don't know what the opposite of that is, but the opposite of that for the teams that do well, because now they're being put in a position of privilege that sets them to like not have to worry as much for the rest of the regular season. That being said, right now, there are two dark horses that right now they're at the top of the standings, but just based on what we had from spring split, I still see them as dark horses. I don't see them at top of the standings yet. We need to see how they play against the rest of the teams.
Who are the dark horses?
Team Liquid and Evil Geniuses.
You mean the two teams that you just said will make finals?
Yes, because that's my overreaction,
Right.
not
What's your underreaction?
my underreaction is that it's just Cloud9 and GG.
I'm really disappointed that we didn't get to do my power rankings because my power rankings would have been goated, or everyone's power rankings, but my power rankings would have been goated again.
Oh, wait. You know what the funniest change of this patch is?
Because my EG call or my dig call like last split was that FlyQuest were going to be bad, and it happened. But now I couldn't do it on the record because we didn't have a podcast last week.
So I did want to clarify something because Matt was questioning why I thought Ayla got the better trade even before this happened. And it's because the situation and the pressure of being a FlyQuest support for someone like Prince, who is a good person, very talented, and worked hard.
I like that you had to clarify that he was a good person.
Yes, because the point is that he is very critical when it comes to playing with him. And if you're his support, you have to get ready to put up with a lot of criticism and feedback. And, you know, sometimes it just gets to be too much after some point, you know? And I can imagine that, especially on a environment like FlyQuest where you don't, from the support role, there's no room, it seems, for you to have a voice in that squad. Like, how do you get to accentuate your strengths at all? Even if you're someone like Vulcan, who is, in terms of individual ability, a clear upgrade over Ayla. I think Ayla got out of a bad, like, situation. Not saying that, like, it's a bad situation to be over a FlyQuest, but just in that role specifically.
Yeah, well, it goes back to what I was talking about before, where it's like this team clearly had problems even when they were winning every game,
right.
And they just kind of got exacerbated when Ayla came into the lineup, and now that he's gone, they didn't magically disappear.
Yeah, because he was never the problem to begin with, right? So
yeah, well, he was I mean, to be fair, he was a bit of a problem.
Yeah,
like he was not great on that team.
Yeah, and I don't take that away. Like, Ayla performed poorly in the spring split, but it does not help that he was the foundation that he's supposed to perform on is not already stable. So
yeah, it's not that he can't be good. The other thing too that I think is like underrated, that people in the community don't talk very much about, is that he's been reunited with Armeo. I think that's probably kind of big.
I mean, I thought that was going to be the big thing. From what I've heard so far, like, it's a cool thing, but Ayla is still working on his in-game confidence.
Yeah.
So right now, Ayla is enjoying the fact that he does not have to step up quite yet because everyone else on the team is just doing such a damn good job. Yeah. Specifically Jojo. Jojo, from what I've talked to Kelsey, is that he is actually the main shot caller for this team. And that is really cool. Like, I did not think that Jojo was going to, like, take that over when you had Armeo and Ayla reuniting as a duo, or even Unforgiven, who we knew from 100 Thieves Academy scrims.
Second most popularity carry on 100 Thieves last split.
True. Would be a lot more vocal. But the fact that Jojo's the most vocal person on this team, and he's trying to be what Inspired was for this team last split, is awesome character development and growth.
All right.
Yeah.
Funniest change in this patch.
Yeah.
They gave Ash's R, for whatever reason, 20% more of an AP ratio.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So it's at 120. So you know what that means when you
It's a good day for Barrel?
No, you know what that means? It's a good day for fucking Silas.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is a good day for Silas. It's a good day for Caps, actually. It's a really good day for Caps.
That's Silas. If there's an Ashe in the game, like if someone goes Ashe Malachi, man, that Silas is gonna hit so fucking hard.
Counterpoint, why would someone go Ashe Malachi right now?
I mean, Malachi dodged out on nerfs this patched.
Yeah, I know, but like Ashe.
Ashe,
The Ashe portion.
I think Ashe. Okay, Aphelios dodged out on nerfs.
Right.
Aphelios will be the pick this patch for marksman. I think the answers into Aphelios should be Senna, Ezreal, and Ashe.
I saw a tweet the other day about this where is there a period, like a long period, where Aphelios has not been meta since his release?
Nope.
Okay.
Everyone thought it was Zeri, but it was always Aphelios.
He's just kind of been lurking in the background the whole time.
I wonder if it's just because of
How do you land? You guys land on Aphelios now? Like, what is it? Like 3 years into his existence?
Yeah,
because at the start,
He's broken.
people were like, "How is this champion in the game? This is the most bullshit, insane
Well, I
thing
mean,
like I've ever seen."
part
in
of
my
that was
life."
the numbers, but I think now that everyone's figured out like how to effectively rotate out the guns,
Yeah.
he's way too malleable and flexible. And then you throw in a champ like Milio on his ass, where it's like the one thing that gates Aphelios is the range that he can interact with you with, and then you just give him more range. Like, I think Aphelios Milio has been so broken on 13-11. I can't understand how teams keep on giving over Aphelios Milio. It's so stupid.
Just they got their years of drafting experience outnumbers
Dude,
the combined game design.
I'm seeing
between
Milio
Aphelios and
first
Milio.
picks answered with like Annie Zeri, and I'm just like, what? We are fucking asking to lose.
I mean, the funniest thing is when
it's
people
so tilting.
people will go Lucian first pick, or they'll see the Milio and they'll be like, haha, we sniped the Lucian from you. What do you do?
Yeah, and then they go, oh my god.
Matt, we talked about this the other day though when we were coming home about teams deciding to on like the Milio Yumi handshake thing, like ban the Yumi and play against the Milio. I don't know why you would ever want to do that.
Well, yeah, like the thing that was tilting me the most is like, okay, so we're at the end of this patch, right? I think the way that you would have played out this patch is that, I think that you should have banned Vi Lucian on red, and then if they ban an Enchantress, answer with an Enchantress ban, or you roll the dice, you can get Vi. Because I thought that Vi was a champ that could break most of the Enchantresses bot. And if you wanted to play like a Vi Blitzcrank or a Vi Not, and like that could work. But I really think that the most OP pick on this patch, it literally was Aphelios. And if you didn't deny Milio Aphelios, then I thought you were trolling this patch. You had to deny Milio Aphelios and Milio Lucian. I think a lot of teams did that with a Lucian ban.
Or deny Milio.
Yeah, or deny Milio.
I think you just ban it.
I mean,
like
if
drop
you
the
looked-
ego, just ban that shit. It's disgusting.
Okay, so two things.
So bonkers.
Two things. One, every LPL and LCK team was on red side was pretty much banning Vi, or not always Vi, but always, or no, it was Nico, Milio, and Yumi were the three bans for red team. In pretty much every game in LPL and LCK.
That sounds right.
Now, part of why I like that is Milio and Yumi were going to be nerfed on the next patch, and I don't think they're that good. So, like, you're playing on this one patch. Like, if you just take these champs out of the game and don't try and learn how to play with them for the one fucking week you're on 13-11, aren't you, like, in a way just getting ahead of everyone else because you're not wasting time on, like, putting time into shit that's going to get nerfed?
I'm telling you, Worlds Finals, Faker walks down mid lane as a minion, as Nico just pops out of nowhere. Like
He's going to get his revenge on Ruler when he got
Gonna
R-flashed.
Nice.
and Faker's minion finds them all. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. This is my writer's prophecy.
Yeah, I think this next patch, I think that we see mostly Cassante banned on blue. I'm curious to see where Milio falls, because I still think Milio is playable. But she did lose armor and some strength. I don't think Yumi's that playable. People will still play Yumi, but I think it's bad now. I think that you need the ban Vi. I think that Aphelios is the highest prio, and then you got to think about Malachi Nico. And that's probably like where the big OPs will land.
Or Rel. Thoughts on Rel?
I haven't seen enough Rel. We
as a
will
Rel
see it.
hater.
We will see Ivern. We will see Ivern played. Also, all the Enchantresses got nerfed, but Moonstone got buffed. If you blind Rakan, please, for the love of God, play Janna into it. I really think Janna's OP into Rakan.
Janna's OP into a lot of things.
I think Janna's like in a good state right now. And I'm seeing a lot of teams blind Rakan. Please play fucking Janna into this champion.
If you have hands, you can cancel most engaged sports engage. It's pretty good.
Like
just
in the
tap Q and they don't make it.
The Moonstone buffs
horrible.
this patch.
As an engaged sport player, it fucking sucks to play against Janna.
The Moonstone buffs this patch are significant. Like you come online way earlier, and Ardent got nerfed, so it won't be rushed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Janna's been OP for a while.
Nice.
Also, I think Twitch should be played right now. And more Ezreal.
Twitch into Aphelios has actually been like a
You can outrange it.
Yeah.
With R.
I always credit XT Esports back in the day in 2020 when Aphelios first came onto the scene, and then
They played Twitch Diana.
the Twitch Diana, yeah. Because
That was
it's
funny
like,
as shit.
whoa, how do you fucking outrange Aphelios? Well, you pick an 80 carry, even if it's only momentarily.
Once you blow his R, you kill him 4 more times.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Most LA things.
Most other
Unless
thing
you guys have anything else you want to wrap with.
No.
Sure. So here's the question: should I have a lot.
Well, you want to share your piece of life news and why you're considering the upcoming?
So I have a lot of these banked because I've moved. For a long time, I've been in a neighborhood relatively south, quite central as well, that hasn't been the best. And I've witnessed and encountered some interesting sights over my year living there. But the lease is up. We've moved finally
Greener
north
pastures.
to greener pastures.
Woo!
Hotter pastures too. It's like way warmer where I live now.
Shorter drive to get here.
Shorter drive to get here, which is good. But unfortunately, that means my most other thing of the weeks, they're going to get a little less, and by a little, I mean a lot less eventful. But I do have some banked, so I don't know if I should get them out now or just use them over the next couple of weeks.
Share one now.
All right, I'll share one now.
If you want to share another at the end, who knows?
All right, cool. I'll start off then. So recently I was going to visit some friends of mine that live up in the valley. Their names are Kelsey and Mario. Not Kelsey Moser, different Kelsey. And I was going to visit them, and my roommate Claire and I were driving up to the house, and their apartment complex, and we noticed there's a dude standing in the door. He's kind of tweaking out, you know? He was moving in a funky way. He wasn't wearing a shirt. He was kind of flailing his arms. And he was yelling, and we were like, "Oh, that's not normal." But he's not like standing in front of the door. Like he's in the doorway. The door is open, and he's like blocking it. Like, what do we do? So we call up our friend Mario, and we're like, "Mario, hey, do you like have any idea who this guy is?" And he's like, "No, let me come down and like see what's going on." So Mario comes. He's able to like kind of dislodge the guy from the door, and we kind of walk by. And at the time, he's like, "Man, like." You can't you can't smoke crack in our lobby like this. Like you got to go somewhere else, basically. And the guy he does one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Where as we're going up, he just turns around violently, and I'm like, oh god, he's gonna like attack us. And he then, in the tone of like that your dad kind of goes into when he's like, he's not mad, he's just disappointed. He's like genuinely affronted by this assertion, and he goes, "It's not crack, it's crystal." And it's like he needed to correct the record. He's like, "Guys, don't worry, I am not smoking crack. It's just crystal meth. It's nothing serious, guys." So it's not crack, it's crystal. Lives on. It's now one of the funniest quotes that I can remember because he was genuinely upset that we thought he was smoking crack in the state he was in. He was like, it's just crystal meth, guys. Don't worry about it.
That's amazing.
I don't know if that's amazing or not.
Well, it's not. It's definitely not amazing. It was one of definitely
that's an encounter.
The drug problem is definitely one of the least amazing parts of LA, especially in the area that I have been living in. But it was definitely an entertaining quote. It's a good quote for sure.
I'm gonna have a quick hit, which doesn't involve me, but the U.S. Open was in LA this past week.
Damn, I love tennis.
It was golf.
Damn, I love golf.
It was. I looked up what it would have costed to go, It was a little bit out of my price range to go alone.
Define
Arm
out
and a
of your
leg?
price range.
It was $200 to go for a day.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it would have, like, the one day I could have gone. I decided not to. And turns out they had only 9,000 tickets available to the public, and the country club bought half of them, so the audience sucked. And that plays into my narrative that LA hates sports.
Yeah.
So fuck LA for him.
I mean, LA hates sports. It's true. The Chargers moved here. No one likes them. People don't like the Rams.
You know what? I hope no one likes these teams, because when football season comes around, I'm not going to be working league, and I want to go.
I mean, yeah, listen, the Ravens are playing the Chargers in November. I'm going to that game.
Yeah, let's go, man.
So
I'll go. I hope tickets are cheap. Keep on hating on sports and bring down ticket prices, which
Don't
probably
go
won't happen because it's fucking LA.
to Rams games or Chargers games. My girlfriend's from San Diego, and she hates the Chargers because they moved.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I respect
To be the worst team or the less liked team in LA.
I can go cheer on Sean McVay, alum of Miami Ohio University. Love and honor. Or Miami University of Ohio, I should say.
Mark, you got an LA thing?
Well. Oh, I do. I do owe you $5.
They didn't
Josh.
hear that.
Fuck.
Repeat what it was.
I do.
Josh owes Mark $5. No, he doesn't.
No.
Mark owes Josh $5.
No, it's not a podcast thing. I still want to go to a Dodgers game. I want to go to a baseball game. I want to go to the Dodger Stadium. Because I have fond memories of going to the Wrigley Field in Chicago for that Cubs game.
Counterpoint, they are the Dodgers.
So?
I'm a Nationals fan. I'm salty. They
Oh,
bad.
Well, okay.
Max Scherzer
It
before
is
they
pretty.
unstole
So
the Mets.
I grew up being a Phillies fan, and so it is pretty.
Yeah, that's crazy. How many World Series you guys won in the last 5 years?
I mean, I don't follow the Phillies
Because
anymore.
we won one.
Good for you, man.
And now we suck for the next 5 years.
Anyway, I think it's.
Mark, what you were supposed to respond with was, who has Bryce Harper now?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Does Phillies have Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
let's
guys
go.
stole Bryce Harper from us. The
Yeah.
Mets now have Scherzer. The Dodgers stole Turner. The Padres have Juan Soto. It's bad.
Well, the Dodgers stole Scherzer, no? And
they
then
stole
went to the
Scherzer
Mets?
first, and
Yeah.
then they traded him to the Mets. It's just like salt in the wound.
Scherzer's really
Dude,
good.
you know what was the craziest thing for me to realize the other day? I tuned into an ESPN like Twitter highlight, and I saw Raul Ibanez on the analyst desk,
Oh, yeah.
and I was just like, "What the fuck? This guy's a on-air talent now? How long has this been happening? He's good, which is awesome." But I just remember seeing him pack a mean slugger on the Phillies.
Oh, man, Jimmy Rollins has been on air for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer for the
Here's the
Phillies.
counterpoint. How many World Series have the Phillies won with Bryce Harper? And it's the same amount that we won with Bryce Harper. It was 0.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I just want to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, I'd go.
I'm also down for a football game. I just like the ambience and the atmosphere, and also getting publicly, well, not drunk, but just having booze at a sporting event.
Nice catch.
I will say another LA thing. I walked into my apartment the other day, and there were bugs outside our entrance, which there always are in the afternoon.
I just walked in earlier today, and they were there.
There was dog piss in front of the entrance, which I slipped on when I got back in from my run, and there was a giant dirt patch because someone dragged in a dirty box, and it just ran all the way through to the elevator, and the elevator was dirty too.
I thought you were going to reference the dog shit that was in your floor.
Yeah.
Or on the floor of your lobby a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God,
So
that's a good
when
one.
we had Sea-Law, we haven't done the podcast in Sea-Law. So Hawk and Grapes came over here. They were working Sea-Law. It was great to meet them. They
The
did
boys.
a great job on Sea-Law, as always.
Yeah.
Good shit, Ben and Andrew.
And
100%.
What'd you guys get back from? Was it karaoke?
Yeah.
I wasn't invited, so I didn't make it to karaoke.
I was not at karaoke.
And, well, you were back with us too.
Was that a different karaoke? No, that was the karaoke that I went to. Never mind. Different karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a different one.
we
I
get.
was thinking of the Lena beatdown karaoke.
Oh yeah. So we get back. Yeah, we get back and just like square in front of the elevator. I have a photo of it on my phone. There's just like dog
too.
shit.
There's a mouth of dog shit
Yeah.
And
inside.
And these
It was
guys
great.
walk. We like walked in and was like, oh, there's dog shit in the lobby.
And then
nice
then we turned to Grapes and Hawk. We're like, guys, we promise there's not usually dog shit in the lobby.
Oh, also, the casters went 2-0 playing The Mind.
Yeah.
It's a great game that Josh brought.
Yeah.
Where every round you get another card, and you have to put the cards down from 1 to 100 without talking. And you get lives, and there's like a way that you can all put down the lowest card and figure it out from there.
It is one of the most fun games.
Yeah,
I've played
it's a fun
friends.
it's a fun game we played with groups, and we
Yeah.
went 2-0. We had a good time. What else?
Most LA things. Well, I mean, it's not crazy, but honestly, I guess the most LA thing for me recently has been me and Josh and Manny have gone and played tennis.
Oh, the most LA thing for that is that you need to put in your credit card to book court times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous.
Where I'm from, you like show up and then you have the court for an hour, and if someone else shows up, you give them the court at the end of the hour. And
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Where
Here, you got to fucking reserve that shit in advance.
I used to live in a neighborhood where there's like a local park and a couple tennis courts, and it's first come, first serve for free, you know? So
Yeah.
that's just bizarre that you have to pay to reserve in advance. So, but
We've been playing.
yeah,
Then I threw my back out
not because of tennis.
because of moving.
Yeah, because of moving. Just want to say, so far, Josh is the most consistent player out of all of us.
That's fair.
Manny is the most athletic and most willing to run his ass to return a ball.
If
I had a couple dingers.
if you guys need a fourth, I'll join you.
Okay.
I believe I'll be able to
Yeah.
maybe hold my own.
He's the fourth. I mean, it's
I
like
go for the most kill shots.
it's funny. Mark like definitely is like the most like feast or famine, go big or go home, because he just like hits it real far. Josh is definitely most consistent, has the best form, and then I have been the one that's the most athletic, so I can run up and down the most. And between the three of us, we're honestly kind of evenly matched.
It's almost like a rock, paper, scissors match, because Josh will like hit all these slice shots, but Manny will commit his ass to getting the slice shots.
Yeah. I'll
Whereas-
just like make it to most of them, and that is usually helpful.
Yeah.
I also find the less I think about it, the better I am. So the more I'm moving, I'm actually better.
Yeah. Whereas then Josh does really well into me, because if I don't kill Josh immediately and Josh starts controlling the map, then it's over.
Honestly, you know what? I just want to put out an open challenge to any gamers listening. I'll play whatever sport you want and try and kick your ass in it.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
You should come to esports
I
soccer.
just yeah, I mean, I would get
we actually can't leak
That
esports
is-
soccer on the podcast.
that is the
Sorry.
one place
Hear that?
that is the one place that I will get my ass kicked.
I get my ass kicked.
I
and I won a state championship in soccer.
I suck at that sport. I do. But everything else, I at least want to try to hold my own, and if someone's better, I'm down to get my ass beat.
A year from now, I want to start playing esports soccer,
Why has it got to be a year from now?
because I'm not in shape for that yet, man. I gotta be in better shape to keep up with them.
Yeah, it is tough. Running all the time is like difficult.
Yeah.
Hurts.
All right.
Like the most I ever played soccer was when I was in like middle school, and I would play with my cousins all the time. And so I was a solid defender.
Anything else before we wrap up, and then
Yes.
try to see if we can convince Josh to fire up some Mario Party.
Yeah, I
We
do
played
have one thing.
We played
So
the new map in Mario Party that we unlocked from last time.
Kelsey said, I feel like this is the most off the rails episode I've watched. I'm not sure if it's the Joushi Manny swap or the peanut butter whiskey is more to blame. What do you guys think? What do you think is more to blame? Is it me? Because Angie said that I am sassy on the couch. How do you feel about that? Is it me or is it the whiskey?
Well, you being more sassy on the couch, I think, is the result of only one thing of recent, and that is Rel becoming the abomination
Manny-
that she is today.
Manny had his shot and he took it. That was what the sassiness was.
I'm pissed about Rel, to be honest. They should revert that shit. It's horrible. took everything fun about the champion. I've ranted to a million people about this. They just took everything fun and unique about the champion and got rid of it and made her more clunky than she used to be somehow. So neither here nor there. She's still disgusting. Abuse her all you want, but the champ is foul and needs to be reverted. Anyway, what is more to blame? I think it is me, honestly, because usually over there I can keep people on the team more, but here I am more inclined to not be a member of the team.
Yeah.
And just say unhinged things.
You know what? I liked having you be on the team / not on the team.
Yeah. Sometimes we're on the team.
It was fun having you more active in the conversation, Mr. Sanchez. So thank you for joining us. And shout outs to Josh, who woke up from his slumber and he is okay.
Yeah, he's just been lurking off camera for the last 30 minutes.
Would you have Chick-fil-A and what else, Josh?
He made
had
some
noodles.
We'd like that. All right. Noodles. We're going to wrap up here, clean up, and
nudes and eggs.
see if we can convince the guys to play some Mario Party. But thanks for listening. It's been episode 13 of Raising an A.
Yeah.
And
Lucky
we'll be
number
back,
13.
We'll be back on Twitch next week.
Yes. We're out of prison.
Yeah, until then, catch the podcast on YouTube, Spotify.
We'll be on Twitch parole, so
Yeah.
make sure you help Cubby even more with whatever. Raising an A. Bye-bye.
Josh, do you know how to turn it off? All right, Josh, I'm gonna instruct you how to turn it off. So scroll down. It says thanks for watching, and yeah, you shut the stream off.